Let's talk about a transformation. How do you go from making just $7 an hour to building a $3 million firm? It's not about magic, it's about a blueprint. A financial blueprint that hinges on one crucial idea: the difference between just having cash in the bank and actually being profitable. We're going to break that blueprint down piece by piece.
But first, let me ask you something. You open your banking app, you see a decent number in there, and you breathe a little sigh of relief, right? Hey, I'm doing okay. But what if that number is lying to you? What if it's a really comforting lie that's hiding a much, much bigger problem?
Look, if that hits home, you are definitely not alone. Financial strategist Natalia Zacharin says this is one of the biggest traps for entrepreneurs. It's so common, she says, they see it all the time. This is the exact misconception she's built her entire company to solve, and believe me, it's a trap that catches even the smartest people.
We're calling this the $1,000,000 lie. It's the super dangerous idea that cash equals health. And to really understand how to get past it, we've got to look at Natalia's own story. She didn't just learn this in a textbook, she lived it. She faced this problem head-on, and her journey, well, that's our roadmap.
So this is where her story starts. And it doesn't start with a fancy business degree or a ton of cash from investors. Natalia was a single mom, in her late 40s, feeling totally trapped in a corporate job she hated. And the kicker? She had zero, and I mean zero, experience in accounting. The only thing she had was this deep-down feeling that she just had to bet on herself. The stakes? They couldn't have been any higher.
And that bet she made on herself, it all came down to one single moment. One decision that was so huge, it was either going to launch her into the stratosphere or, completely ruin her.
Okay, so to really get how massive this bet was, let's look at the actual numbers. In 2021, Natalia's total income was $108,000. That's a solid income, for sure. That was her baseline, everything she brought in that year.
Now, here's the part that sounds kind of crazy. She took $50,000. That's almost half of her entire year's income. And she put it all into one single business mastermind program. Just let that sink in for a second. One investment, wiping out nearly half of everything she earned.
And this just lays it out perfectly, right? This was the choice she was facing. The safe path was always there. She could have just tucked her tail and gone back to some secure corporate gig. But she chose the bold path. She went all in, betting on herself, knowing that by putting that much on the line, she was forcing herself to make it work. No turning back. But here's the thing. Making it work wasn't some straight line to success. Nope. To really succeed, she had to fail first. And she had to learn this incredibly important lesson about when to trust your gut and when to trust a proven system. This is where her story gets really good.
Here it is. This is the big insight she learned the hard way. When it came to making sales, her intuition, the thing we're all told to trust, was actually her worst enemy. As she says, sales is psychology, for sure, but it's not something you can just feel your way through.
So here was the turning point. She had a sales script that was proven to work, but her gut kept telling her to go off script, to be more intuitive and compassionate. And every single time she did that, she lost the sale. So she changed her approach. She started sticking to that script like glue. She even taped it to her computer screen. And the result? It was instant. She started closing deals almost every single time. It was a perfect lesson. Sometimes you have to ignore your gut and just trust the system. And that leap, from trusting intuition to trusting a system, is the key that unlocks absolutely everything else. It brings us right to the main idea here. You have to stop guessing and start listening. You have to learn the language of your business. And that language is your numbers.
Let's be honest. When most of us hear the word bookkeeping, our eyes kind of glaze over, right? We think of boring, tedious data entry. But that's the old way of thinking about it. The real definition, bookkeeping is the foundation for every single decision you make. It's not just numbers in a spreadsheet. It's the actual language your business is using to talk to you. So, if your numbers are talking, are you actually listening? And maybe more importantly, do you even understand what they're trying to say? That's the question every single person running a business has to ask themselves. Because when your books are clean, when they're accurate, they answer the questions that probably keep you up at night. They tell you if your pricing is working, they tell you if your team is being efficient, they reveal your true return on marketing and whether or not you can actually afford to make that next hire. They cut through all the noise and tell you the simple truth. Are you really profitable? Okay, so you're on board. You get it. You need to start listening to the language of your business. But how? How do you actually do that? This is where we shift gears from the why to the how. It's time to build the engine.
If you're tired of feeling like you're just spinning your wheels, constantly putting out fires, and just reacting to whatever problem pops up, then it's time to stop being a firefighter and start being an architect. It's time to build a proactive financial system.
And here's how you do it. Just 3 steps. Number 1, hire the absolute best financial expert you can afford. Don't cheap out on this. A cheap bookkeeper who makes mistakes will cost you way more down the road. Number 2, systemize everything. Get your tools in the cloud so you can see what's happening in real time. And for goodness sake, stop writing paper checks. And number 3, be proactive. Use forecasting to look 3, even 6 months ahead. That foresight, it gives you time, and time gives you options.
Now, building that system is absolutely critical. But there's one last piece of the puzzle, and honestly, you could argue it's the most important piece of all. It's the mindset. It's what you need to actually survive the brutal reality of building something from the ground up.
Let's just be brutally honest for a minute. What Natalia says here, it's the 100% unvarnished truth. This journey is hard. Getting knocked down isn't something that might happen, it's a daily event. The real question isn't if you'll get kicked in the teeth, it's how you're going to get back up.
So how do you stay in the game? First, you have to compartmentalize. Stop worrying about step 10 when you're on step 1. Just focus on what's right in front of you. Second, you have to find your motivation. For Natalia, the pain of going back to her old life was way scarier than the fear of moving forward. And third, you have to reframe everything. I can't is a dead end, but I can't yet, well, that's a whole new beginning.
So there you have it. That's the blueprint, the plan that turns confusing data into a clear roadmap, all powered by some serious resilience. The only question left is the one for you. You have the blueprint. What is the one number, the very first number in your business that you need to truly understand to start making a real change today?